So let's summarize our pitching tips from the very first tip number 1 to the last tip number 12. So let's recap. The first tip that we spoke about is write your pitch down. It's important that you reduce what you're going to say in writing, because if you don't write it down, there's a greater chance that you may not necessarily remember some of the certain aspects, and you will not be able to improve some of the certain aspects. So tip number 1 on the pitching canvas is write it down, put it down in writing. And when you can see it with your own 2 eyes, you are able to curate it, you're able to change it, you're able to make it better. So tip number 1, write it down so that you are able to improve on it. Tip number 2, we spoke about make your opening strong, make your opening something that will catch my attention. So a simple statement that will catch my attention, like that one memorable statement we spoke about, for instance, and I gave an example of a guy who got on stage and, he just started by saying, by the time I'm done with this pitch, about 20 people would have died as a result of whatever. So you can imagine when someone gets on stage and starts talking about, by the time I'm done with this talk or with this pitch, X amount of people would have died. You put everything away. You want to listen to what he has to say, because his opening statement is strong. His opening statement is powerful. So pitch tip number 2 was make your opening statement strong and be able to catch my attention. Tip number 3, we spoke about what problem are you solving? Give us a sense of what is this problem that you're solving and how big is this problem that you're solving? What is the size of the problem? If you have stats to show that, if you have validated that this is an existing problem, it's a real problem, it's not some imaginary problem, it's not just a problem for you, but it's a problem for everyone out there. Give us what the problem is, articulated, and how big is it? If there are stats to support, the size of the problem, please give us those stats. So that was tip number 3. Tip number 4, what is the product or the solution, right? So you told us what problem you are solving. What is your solution, right? What is this product? How does it work? Has it been tested? Has it been approved? So give us a sense of your solution and how does it work. And here, the trick is don't get carried away, because it's so easy to get carried away telling us about the features and benefits of your product or your solution, because you've been working on this thing for a very long time and you are likely to get carried away. So be very careful that you don't get carried away with your product, and that this part of your pitch does not take up the rest of the other pitches, right? So be passionate about this, be excited about it, but don't get carried away. Pitch tip number 5, we spoke about if you have a prototype, a minimum viable product, or something that you can demo, right? Absolutely bring it on. Like we always say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. A demo is worth 1,000 meetings. So if you have a demo, screenshots of the physical product itself, bring it through so that we can, have that touch and feel of the product, and we can see it instead of you just using words to explain it to us. Let the product do the talking. So if you can show it to us, that will be amazing, right? So that's tip number 5. Tip number 6. What's unique? What makes you different, right? Is it a technology thing? Is it a relationship thing? How do you help customers get their results better than your competitors, right? So show us that you have researched what's out there, that you have, who are the other competitors, and don't be afraid to mention them by name, to say there are 3 main key players in this industry, and this is 1, 2, and 3, and this is what they do. But you know what? we are coming in, and this is how unique or how different we are from our competitors. The next tip is customer traction. What successes have you achieved so far? Have you piloted this product? Who has bought from you? Who has downloaded your app? How many people have downloaded your app? Have you won any competitions, PR coverage, or any of that sort? So give us a sense of your small wins that you have achieved so far in your idea. What this does is it sort of builds some form of credibility that there are people who actually think that this can work. The next tip is business model. So how are you going to get paid? How are you going to make money from this? So, are you selling an asset? Are you renting it out? Are you making a commission? Is it an advertising platform that you're building? So give us a sense of how you are going to make money out of it. And secondly, how are you going to grow the pie? How are you going to grow this idea in terms of getting into other industries, other territories? Maybe you are partnering with big companies or big organizations to take your idea to the next level. So business model, very, very important to have a sense of how you're going to grow the business. And then the next tip, investment. How much are you looking for, right? And also be clear. Don't just get in there, thumbs up the amount you're looking for. Be crystal clear. This is exactly what I'm looking for. But also, how much of your own money have you invested in the whole enterprise? How much have you managed to raise from the 3 F's I spoke about: family, friends, and fools? How much have you managed to raise on your own? And how much do you want? And also, what type of an investor, what type of funding are you looking for? Are you looking for a loan? Are you looking for a grant? Or are you giving equity away? And you're looking for investors. So be clear about the type of investor you're looking for, and how you'll use the investment or the money. So if I'm asking for 500,000 of your money, 300,000 is going to buy equipment, 200,000 is going to buy raw materials, for instance. And what milestones are you going to achieve with the investment? So if previously you were only manufacturing 20 products, with your investment, I'll be able to double or triple my outputs or my products to about 60 products. So give us a sense of the before and after. Before the investment, and with your investment, this is what will happen. So very, very important. The next tip is the team. Who are you working with? What experience do they have? If you are alone, it's not the end of the world. Give us a sense of, should this project go ahead and should you get investment, what are the key skills that you're going to require? So if you are into software development, for instance, you may need somebody who's got experience in software, in writing software coding. You may need someone who's very good with project management and deadlines. You might need someone who's very good with business development, going out there and looking for clients. So give us a sense of, this is the team that I'm working with. This is my experience, my qualifications, my background, and these are the type of organizations that I've worked for. Because remember, ultimately, we are not investing in the business or the idea, we're investing in you, right? So do you have what it takes to take this idea to the next level? Is my money secured with you? Can I trust you? Do you know what you're doing? Do you and your team know what you're doing? Do you have the requisite experience and technical know-how to convert my investment into a viable and successful business? So team, very important. And of course, at the end, end with a call to action. Remind us what you're looking for. I'm looking for this X amount, and in terms of a loan or equity. So remind us at the end with a call to action of what you're looking for. And if there's time, tell us, why are you doing this? Leave your heart on stage, right? Why do you care about this thing? How has your life been affected by this problem or by this industry or by this business? And why should your audience have the confidence that you will do what you say you're going to do? So finish strong, and leave your heart on stage. And of course, at the end, say thank you, and thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me. And I hope that I'll be able to work with you going forward. So that's a summary of our pitching tip, and I hope that it's going to be useful. It's going to help you going forward. And I would like to wish you all the best in your pitch. Thank you.